This is far from the first time I've spoken about G2A and their rather, shall we say, shady dealings. I've spoken about them many times, about their impact on developers, the industry and so on. And of course more recently the Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition fiasco, which I will include a link to in the description, as well as an end card thing on the screen now, assuming it decides to work this time. I go into that video in more detail than I'm going to here as to why I feel the way I do about G2A and that sort of thing. But allegedly we have some new information about another practice of theirs, which is just as shady as the rest of it. Again, this is all alleged. This is according to a Reddit user by the name of iBooney. This could all be, misrepresented data. It could be, a mistake on their part. It could be them misunderstanding the data. Numerous reasons why this might not be accurate. So do take that in mind. This is by no means 100% concrete. So do take everything here as alleged. So essentially, what they did, according to the Reddit post, which will be linked below, they made a clean-up user script to remove all the ads and general garbage on G2A. Every now and again they go back and check, see if there's been more stuff added, and update their script to get rid of it as well. And through this they stumbled upon something interesting, and I'm going to read out a segment of their post here. Quote, say you want to get GTA 5, on the search page says that it's $28.09 as the lowest price, which is lying, but disregard that. You click into the page to buy it and see that the lowest price is already clicked at $33.48. Up in the top right it says the total is $36.84. Where did the extra $3 came from? Was it a mistake on G2A's part? I don't think so. I looked at the CSS and quickly found there was a hidden class name called Boost Price. Now for GTA 5, the first and second seller are both Games for World. The first is a hidden entry with a hidden price of $36.84, a markup of 12% from the visible price of $33.48, and a second non-hidden is the cheaper price. This hidden entry is always going to be picked as the default for the selected offer, so G2A can trick you into spending more. Now obviously there is something important to consider in that obviously when you go to buy a game on G2A, you have the selected offer, which will be, the marked up price. However, you do have the option of not going with that. Just for example, I clicked on a random game, not GTA 5, just to kind of vary it up a little bit, and there is a selected offer which is £10.81. This is Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, so the digital deluxe edition that I'm looking at, and there it says right there under the button 7 offers from £9.82, and obviously I click on that. And it has a thing with best price and whatever. However, I do still think it's valid to point out that when you click on an offer, you expect it to be that price, right? Maybe you add shipping on there or whatever. But for example, when I go back to the main page and click on and see the Rising Storm, it says £9.82. And yet it's actually impossible for me to get it for that price, because the second I'm on the page to actually buy the thing, it's £10.81. Now obviously I'm hardly going to throw my toys out the pram and throw a massive hissy fit over what is essentially £1. I am just saying that while you can choose cheaper than the offer that I've selected, it is still an issue that the price is not what's being advertised. The price increase in the case that I've chosen is obviously fairly minimal and not the 12% that they're claiming for GTA 5, but it is still another thing to consider. Now, I've said many times that there are numerous reasons why I might use G2A. One of the more, I guess, common reasons is obviously to save money, but a lot of the time you might just live in a country where games are extortionately expensive, and G2A often sells keys that are purchased from cheaper countries and then obviously sold on the marketplace to you at a much more reasonable price, and that's totally cool. I just think more user awareness about not only stuff like this, where obviously they're directly costing customers money with hidden price increases, and obviously paying for basic protection with G2A shields, and obviously how their credit card chargebacks and the horrible impact they've had on indie studios. I'm not going to go into that because again the linked video is to go into detail about G2A if you don't know about them and why I'm so kind of like not trying to lambast them, but trying to make you aware. Like, if you want to buy from them anyway, that's, you know, it's your money, do what you want with it. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to raise awareness, as it were, of this issue. You know, this plus everything else. Like, if this was purely on its own, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of scummy, but, you know, meh. But that's combined with everything else that G2A have already done to not only customers but developers and the industry and the damage that they've done. That as a whole package is just like, okay, this needs to be spoken about again, as much as I hate it. Because, you know, they keep saying they're going to clean up their act, and they have kind of sort of done it, but then there's stuff like this. So, yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching, guys. There is going to be a link to the G2A thread on Reddit. In the link below, you can try out the script for yourself if you wish, or you can just read through and see what this user has to say for themselves. And of course, there will be the link to the video that I discussed in more detail about their practices. Again, I'm not going to retread old ground too much in this video, although I have kind of brushed up against it, as it were. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.